have to get out of the port. Something's happened on the pier.
You think we didn't hear you? Now shut your trap, or you'll get the police on our asses.
Yeah, we pay them not to see us, but not enough to ignore these kinds of shenanigans.
And what else are you gonna tell them, moron? Your home address? Shut it and pack up.
Was that the sound of a fuck-up? Shouldn't we check it out?
Like hell we should. They don't pay me enough for that. You! Stop! Papers, please.
I thought I wouldn't have to resort to this, but since you insist.
Of course, sir. We are sorry. Go right ahead.
Don't even think of reaching for your magic book. Vanya's pistol has a very sensitive trigger.
The second he moves, I'll blow his brains out, Chief.
Chief!
Let's do our best not to have Vanya shoot you in the head. Alright? All you have to do is tell us where Svetlana Petrovna is.
I'm afraid Svetlana is dead.
Are you sure?
She went down with a boat and didn't resurface.
Lie.
Victor, I'll be honest with you. That woman was a Gordian knot. I know that she spent years compiling all sorts of compromising material against the Tsar's government. She was a traitor. We were observing her, but she managed to get everything out of her apartment. I need to know if her knowledge could threaten the security of the nation.
If you want something from me, you just need to ask.
I have a better idea. You tell me what you know, and I know where your papa's little black book is. Quid pro quo?
I want to know who stole my father's grimoire.
This time, you go first.
As far as I know, all Svetlana's secrets went with her to the bottom of the Vistula.
Should we take him to the Citadel, Chief?
No, Vanya. We'll finish this here. Why did you help Svetlana?
You first. Why did you kill him?
I never liked him. And he shouldn't know so much. Why did you help Svetlana?
Where's my father's grimoire?
Look for it in Stanislav's circle of old friends. People who could take advantage of a missing grimoire.
Thaumaturges. Do you know who they are? Where I can find them?
No, but once you do, don't neglect to inform me. And watch out. They're very dangerous people.
I need to get out of here.
You're finally here. We've been waiting for you.
I'm afraid I was boring your charming sister with my chatter.
Oh, nonsense. I'll leave you two alone.
You look tired. Is everything all right? Do you need my help?
How do you know my address?
People in Warsaw know who the Shulskis are. You're quiet this evening. Did something happen?
This has been an especially difficult night for me.
Is everything all right with Svetlana?
Why do you ask?
You two left without saying goodbye. Did something happen?
I saw a golem.
A golem? From Jewish legends? Is it a salutor?
Yes, and it turned out to be a very real salutor. A material one. I didn't think that was even possible.
And what does it have to do with Svetlana?
I'm afraid Svetlana is dead.
I was afraid of this. Did the golem kill her?
You could say that. The golem sank her boat by collapsing the roof over the pier. Svetlana intended to live off of selling other people's secrets.
Secrets can be deadly. Do you want to know what she shared with me?
I'm intrigued.
The question is, can you bear the burden that she also carried?
I've really got a lot on my shoulders. My father's secrets, his lover's death, the Ochrana, and now a golem. I think I can bear this too, if it lets me get rid of the other problems. Can you say which secret of Svetlana's you mean? She had a whole chest full of them.
That wasn't in the chest, and now it's only in my memory.
Will you tell me what this is about?
Not here, no. Get some rest first. At our next meeting, at the Narizhinskis, it's safe there, for now.
Will you ever let me in on the secret?
For now, I don't want to risk it. I don't even want to talk about it here. That your sister can remain uninvolved. One more question. Might this golem cause you any trouble?
I'm sure I'll find out soon.
I think we need to have a word. How do you know people like this, Rasputin?
How long was he here?
He arrived shortly before you did. Unexpectedly, he scared Grażyna. I received him in the salon so that he wouldn't go wandering through the house.
What were you talking about before I interrupted you?
What difference does it make? About... Strange. I don't remember even.
Sometimes he has that effect on people.
What kind of person is he?
He's that miracle worker I was writing to you about. The one who helped me return to my senses.
Not completely, I think. Given that you brought him with you.
He just came to see me. I owe him a lot.
It looks like he knows you better than I do.
Were you eavesdropping at the door again?
I did that once, almost 20 years ago. Besides, I live here. Or so I thought.
It's my house too, isn't it?
I want to know who comes into our house.
Grigori is a good friend of mine. I owe him my life. He can visit me whenever he likes.
With friends like that, looking for enemies sounds like a pointless bother. First Niedzic, now a gloomy hermit. And ladies of the night have started hanging around outside the windows. Are they also friends of yours?
Who are those women?
Whores, Victor. Prostitutes. Women of easy virtue, daughters of Corinth. Courtesans, moths, hookers, floozies. I've been seeing 2 girls around here recently. They stand out on the street and peek into our windows.
Maybe Abaurisa is playing a prank. This can wait. Ligia, I'm really dead on my feet, but there's one more thing we need to have a word about.
I wonder what I don't know yet.
How long have you known your chief?
What does that matter?
So you knew he worked for the Ochrana?
Yes. You'd have found in the end anyway, but he asked me not to tell you right away.
I understand that each of us has various relationships we're tangled up in. But I think we should start talking about them more often.
Agreed. I'll only add that a contact like him is very useful in business. I know who he is, and I treat him very cautiously. Plus, we've already established that you don't report to me about your acquaintances. Besides, it was Papa who introduced him to me all those years ago. What's the real reason we're talking about Konieczkin?
Did Konieczkin know our father long?
Ever since you left to live with Mother in Paris. Someone clearly had to clean up after you and Abaurice. Maybe there's no point in dwelling on the past.
I saw him once more, at Port Praga.
What were you doing there?
I was tracing Father's missing grimoire. Someone sent a golem after him, and now that person is trying to find us, too.
Why?
That's what I have to find out. Was there anyone who very openly disliked Father?
More than you?
Touché. Did he know some sort of thaumaturge who might have been out for revenge, or did he mention a coterie to you at any point? Did he meet up with other thaumaturges?
As far as close friends, I think you already know that's a dead end. And he never introduced a Thaumaturge to me.
Did you know that someone sent a golem after our family?
A golem? The kind from Jewish legends?
This one was very real. It destroyed half the port while it was trying to kill me.
Port Praga? Are you alright? What were you doing there?
I helped Svetlana. She wanted to flee the country.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Do you know what forces you're playing with? You know full well who she is.
Who she was.
Sorry, what?
Svetlana is dead. She was just setting off on a lovely voyage when a golem appeared and... Svetlana is dead.
We're finished. They'll put us both in prison. What will become of us?
Maybe your devoted secret police chief will reveal something. Perhaps you should ask him. Yes, I know he's from the Ukraina. He's bragged to me about it himself.
Well, maybe your magic monk is up to something. No, I've had enough. Don't say another word. I desperately need to be alone right now. Where are my cigarettes?
It looks familiar, and yet different. Well, well. Is this a dream? I need to get out of here.
Fool.
Father.
Blind fool.
Well, what don't I see? Maybe you could give me an answer this time.
What don't you know?
Why is the golem pursuing our blood? You've not just put me in danger, but Liga as well. Who did you hurt so much that the golem was aiming to? Hold on. It succeeded, didn't it? That's what killed you. That's what made the building fall on you. Why did you let a rat like Konieczkin into our home? Now he's dogging Liga and me. Were you working for him? Did you start informing on your customers for him?
A fool's theory.
Who inflicted this punishment on you? What for? And how the hell do I lift it?
Everything I've done.
Was with your children in mind. I've heard it all before. For our good, I know. Thanks a lot. I didn't ask you for anything. Certainly not for someone like Konieczkin to cover for me. I didn't make you get into bed with him. Are you finally going to say something?
You've wasted your time. I left you all the answers. You just have to find them.
Where am I supposed to look for them? In the Black Grimoire, which I nearly got from you? In that case, where is it? Who was it? Your friends? Your coterie that you hid even from your lover? Who are they? What were you planning?
You possess everything I had. I have left you everything you need.
Come back here! I'm not finished with you yet!
Look who's up. Sleeping Beauty. Have some coffee. In the morning, Grażynka brews it strong. All the revelations yesterday overwhelmed me a little. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my outburst.
I was exhausted yesterday. I slept badly.
I understand. So, where do we go from here? Since this is how the day started.
Has anything been reported about Port Praga?
I've been keeping an eye out, but nothing yet. But Svetlana's disappearance won't go unnoticed for long. Hyenas like fresh corpses.
I had a dream about father.
Me too. Right after he died. He was soothing me with my favorite lullaby.
First he insulted me, and then blood poured down his face.
Very funny. Do you see him often in your dreams?
This was only the second time. I hope there will be more. It's been a long time since I was quarantined in the hospital. They're not ordinary dreams. They're very realistic visions. I talk to him, I ask questions, but I can't understand his answers.
Why don't we focus on real life?
I had a dream about father.
Me too. Right after he died. He was soothing me with my favorite lullaby.
First he insulted me, and then blood poured down his face.
Very funny. Do you see him often in your dreams?
This was only the second time. I hope there will be more. It's been a long time since I was quarantined in the hospital. They're not ordinary dreams. They're very realistic visions. I talk to him, I ask questions, but I can't understand his answers.
Why don't we focus on real life?
I had a dream about father.
Me too. Right after...
I wouldn't wish it anymore. They're not ordinary dreams.
Why don't we focus on real life?
I know that you're still sorting through things there, but I really have to visit our store in Mirów.
I'm basically done, and I was planning to go there now after breakfast. You can join me if you're interested.
I have to get all this straight in my head. I'll meet you later at the store.
Aren't you going to eat anything?
I've got no appetite. I have to find their meeting place. Synagoga Nożyków, Mirów. Hello.
You said a month, 2 at most. I believed you. Then came the very first rain, and it was pouring in again. You fixed it, then the next rain. Soaked. I can't sleep because I have to keep emptying buckets. It's leaking just as badly as it was before. But the eyes of God are in every place, and they're watching.
Rabbi, when I said 2 months, you said there was one hole in the ceiling, but the whole building is in shambles here.
I can do it.
Quiet! You can seal up your daddy's barn with straw. The roof is gonna get holes because the foundations are crumbling.
So, let's go down to the basement.
Oh no, definitely not there.
Am I speaking to Rabbi Sofer?
You see, all I gotta do is mention these cellars and his name comes up.
Would Hashem let a synagogue be haunted?
Hey now, quiet.
You're too late, I'm afraid. My name is Feldman. Rabbi Sofer departed this world almost a year ago. Forgive me, I have worldly matters to attend to.
I can't leave without an answer.
The way of a fool is right in his own eyes.
Back up. God helps those who help themselves.
But maybe you're right, Rabbi. Maybe Hashem is afflicting us, setting a test for us.
You heard the guy talking about Sofer. The old man cursed this place, especially these cellars.
So I'll go on my own, and show that Hashem protects me against curses in Hashem's domain.
On your own. You can seal up your daddy's barn, right? Fine, let's go.
You've gotten the better of me again, Hashem. Your tests still surprise me, but if this is your will, I think Hashem has sent you to me. Who are you?
I'm a thaumaturge, Rabbi. And I really need help.
Let's go into my office. Let's show Hashem we accept the challenge. Please, tell me what problem brought you here.
Maybe, Rabbi, you could tell me something about golems.
Thaumaturge, golems belong to Kabbalah, and you're forbidden from knowing anything about them. It's a trap for a soul. There are tales of golems being summoned for revenge, or in good faith, for protection. But they all end rather badly.
Rabbi Sofer put a curse on my father. Unfortunately, it started affecting his children as well.
A curse is a serious accusation, you know. I find it hard to believe Sofer would do such a thing. Do you think this has something to do with the golem?
I don't know. Did the old rabbi perhaps leave some things here? May I take a look at them?
Yes, here you are. All his books are here. I don't think I threw anything out. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'll be off now.
I'll pray for you.
What do we have here? Rabbi?
I'm listening.
I found a prescription belonging to the old rabbi. Was something troubling him?
He had heart problems. The local pharmacist would even bring him some kind of special medicine.
What was that pharmacist called?
Abraham Horowitz. But now his pharmacy is sitting empty.
Let me guess. He's dead?
Unfortunately. Some say that the socialists were involved. Others claim it was the Ochrana's doing. Let's keep talking, if you need to.
Mordechai Chayat. Do you know that name, Rabbi?
He owns one of the laundries here in Miruf, but I admit he doesn't really come to see me. Maybe there are other things I could be of more help with.
Rabbi, could you tell me something about Sofer?
He was fair, but also difficult and very principled, like this city. Riots, provocations, pogroms, overpopulation. But if he's the one who inflicted the curse, he must have been a powerful thaumaturge and Kabbalist.
Rabbi, could you help me understand something about Kabbalah?
No, and I'll say no more on the subject. I fear for your soul.
Who can summon a golem?
Normally, it's determined by need. The Kabbalist rabbi summons the golem himself, but other Jewish people can also entreat him to do so. In legends, the golem is a terrible punishment and a tool for meting out divine justice. But I think it's an offense against Hashem, and revenge is no justice.
How can I stop a golem?
To summon it to life, you write the 3 Hebrew letters spelling emes, truth, on the clay that formed it. In an attempt to stop the monster, the heroes of these legends would erase the first letter from its clay body. That leaves mes, which means death. But I don't know how much truth is in that.
I'm afraid that I won't find anything more here. Thank you, Rabbi.
That's him, the one with the book. You oozing carbuncle. You ain't had enough of Warsaw yet? So you're sticking your nose in on people here?
You know what happens to fellas who sniff around where they ain't supposed to?
Mirov don't kid around with them.
And who am I supposedly bothering?
And you've wasted the chance to keep your mouth shut. We'll cure this posh boy of his nosiness, you can bet.
You're talking nonsense!
By Abraham's beard, that's the way it was. Did you hear about Praga? I'm at the harbor getting fish, and half the wharf is in splinters. They said there's even bodies.
More bodies than they usually fish out of the Vistula, practically every day. They were only just writing about Povishle.
But listen to this. They're saying it's some giant did it all.
You sure?
Maybe I can help. Recently, I've taken an interest in one of those.
Leave us alone. Did you wander in here by mistake? You got some dirty laundry that needs cleaning, Mr. Shulsky.
You were curious how my father died. Beneath the ruins of a building in Śródmieście.
That's awful. How did it happen?
I'm glad you're asking. A remarkable death, isn't it?
Yes.
I was interested in this giant you mentioned to the fishmonger.
I can't help you. Rabbis are the ones who deal with golems.
I didn't say anything about a golem.
I'm afraid I can't help you. And now, if you'd like...
Let's have a word about your conflict with my father.
There was no such thing. I have warm feelings for the store, and his father as well.
Why did you quit working for my father?
It was a mutual decision.
I know that you and my father parted ways in bad terms. What happened?
We both had difficult personalities, but I still remember him fondly.
You're not telling me everything.
I don't have to explain myself to you, Mr. Shulsky.
I'm leaving now, but I can tell this won't be the last time we meet.
Farewell. Is there something else you need?
Let's talk about your relationship with my father. A tense relationship.
Mr. Shulsky, I'll say it one more time. Stanisław and I didn't quarrel.
You're not telling me everything.
I don't have to explain myself to you, Mr. Shulsky.
I'm leaving now, but I can tell this won't be the last time we meet.
Farewell.
I'm here now.
I wanted to talk to you about a certain university.
The store looks better than I remembered. More human.
I've sorted through the remaining junk and I'm keeping the monkey brains, prepared corpses and potency ointments just in the catalog now, so mothers can come here with their kids.
Do you want to be better than father?
People look at a businesswoman strangely. So I intend to prove to them that I'm better than businessmen. I'm doing my best.
Has anything strange happened lately? Anything that might have something to do with the golem?
A cup fell from the table and someone stumbled while crossing the doorstep, but I assume those aren't things that can be attributed to a golem.
Most likely common clumsiness. That's good news.
And some plaster fell from the ceiling, but that's probably because something was passing by. Nothing serious. Anything else?
What's this mysterious university?
I'm giving a lecture at the Flying University. It's a very informal educational initiative, not to say secret. And an important one, especially for women who can get an education from us, which they are legally prohibited from doing under the partition. I'd like you to come with me.
A lecture at the university? What's next? Fundraising at the cemetery?
I knew that would be your reaction. The lecture is in an antiquarian bookshop. I'm sure they have an array of books on thaumaturgy.
What's the lecture about?
The economic aspect of the woman's question. I've gathered some interesting data and managed to get some great sources from France and England. Come on! Those 2 brain cells you still have will appreciate a break from booze and trouble. Come with me.
Yes. And do you know what? I've just felt a hunger for knowledge.
Great. The university is meeting in the antiquarian bookshop across the Green Square. Which brings us to the most important thing. Everyone brings something sweet, so I ordered some donuts from Mrs. Jagoda. The best ones. And the best donut is filled with...
With rose jam.
When did you get so boring?
I learned to appreciate classics.
Get those donuts, will you?
I'll see what I can do. What is this?
The photograph, Victor. A marvelous invention. Father was very fond of them.
I meant what Father has on his face. That smile. I'm sure someone he disliked had just died.
Did you want something, or are you here to joke around?
The guy next to Father. That's Hayat, right?
Yes, he's just younger, Victor. That's how photographs work, you know. They stop time and place. I can also see here that they were friends. But a year ago, that ended and they stopped working together.
Yes, you mentioned it recently.
It's a shame Papa never said why.
Could Hayat have wanted our father to die? Could he have sent the golem after him?
I think you'll have to ask him. I heard that he bought out one of the 2 rundown laundries here in Mirov, not too far away. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm taking another look around. You must have felt that. The golem is close.
I'm sure there's a more logical explanation. On my way.
Is there something else you need?
Let's talk about your relationship with my father. A tense relationship.
Mr. Szulski, I'll say it one more time. Stanisław and I didn't quarrel.
Liar. Your anger still lingers around the photograph of my father. You're going to find it hard to hide anything from me.
I'm not in the habit of speaking ill of the dead, Mr. Szulski. Especially to their family. Old grudges drove us apart. Not all stains are easy to remove, especially ones on a person's honor.
And might they give you a reason to seek revenge? A motive?
I can't summon golems, if that's what you're getting at.
But you know there is such a possibility.
Is that all? I need to get back to work.
You didn't need the power to send the golem after my father. Old Sofer did it at your request.
And do you know what for?
All this is because Abraham Horowitz, isn't it? He lost his life, and the whole community felt it. Seems like you did most of all. I just don't get why Horowitz was so important to you.
Community. Something you Szulskis don't know a thing about. Here, we take care of everyone equally. No one is more or less important than anyone else. Your father's punishment was fitting for his actions and his background. The wrath of the Jewish people. A death for a death.
Was it worth it? A golem is a blunt instrument that kills and harms everyone in reach.
What are you talking about?
You'll see for yourself if you do something for me.
What do you want?
To get rid of the golem. Tell me something, anything, that will get me closer to a solution.
Instead of telling you, I'll show you.
Where? Into an alley, where some friend of yours will smack me around?
To the synagogue. Are you coming?
Yes, let's go.
We'll stop to get Feldman. He should see this too.
So...
No wonder the roof is leaking if the foundation is crumbling. A lovely metaphor, Hashem. But what happened here had nothing to do with Hashem. Did it?
Mr. Shulsky wished to know the origin of his curse. This is where it took its shape. If I'd... Now I see it differently, but back then, when I was talking to Sofer, revenge and justice seemed one and the same.
Revenge is no justice. It is always dictated by anger, and in anger, erring comes easily. But Sofer agreed to it.
He summoned the golem. What else do you want to know?
This place won't tell me any more.
And what have you learned?
The hole you can't miss over there is the new door the golem smashed when it was summoned to life.
And no one saw anything. How is that possible?
Is that your worry, Rabbi?
The clay formed a shell that Sofer infused with the saluter.
Sofer told me to bring clay. Sticky and cold. I can't say how many of those buckets there were. Hours sculpting the Colossus until my hands went numb. I could feel the clay absorbing my anger, as if my rage was making it take shape on its own.
Hours? That must have been horribly exhausting.
What's a few hours in exchange for a curse that lasts generations? These are the remains of some fabric that Sofer wrote something on, in Hebrew, I think. This might be some prayer, incantation, even a spell. There's not enough left to read anything. That's all, but I'm not any closer to a solution. I need someone like Sofer.
A thaumaturge and a kabbalist?
Do you know one, Rabbi?
There's only one name that comes to mind, but...
Ariel Roffe. A good-for-nothing, vengeful, godless scoundrel.
Strong words from your lips.
Of course.
Do you know one another?
You could say that. I'll track him down.
There is just one thing I'd really like to know, Mr. Shulsky. Standing where you are now, what do you think about your father's responsibility in all this?
As I see it, the punishment you inflicted on my father is out of proportion to his guilt.
Meaning?
My father chose what he thought was right, a necessary evil. He wanted to save his life, his family, and maybe he believed those of many other beings as well. I'm sure I'd have done that too.
I shouldn't have asked.
All right, I think it's time for us to go. This place just makes the blood boil. Let's get Mr. Shulsky away from here. And stop by tomorrow. We'll have some tea and work through a few questions.
Mr. Shulsky, I would like this to be our farewell. I tell you from my heart, anger and pride are poor advisors. I know that firsthand, but it's too late for me. You can still save yourself. I'll be thinking of you.
Shall we?
Let's get out of here. It's here, but something's wrong.
No going through, Polyak. Czego nada?
What treasures are they hiding in there that they need all these guards?
His Excellency's dirty underwear. What do you care?
I'm looking for a friend who's gone missing. I want to see if he's here.
If he were here, I wouldn't brag about knowing somebody like that.
And if I insist, will you call your buddies over and give me a thrashing?
Da.
To mnie, sukine dzieci. Bijcie Poliaka.
The police plus the Ochrana. They had their way with this place. Under the sky of Mirov, a Thaumaturge has his lair. Delightful. A Kabbalist's den. So-so. Is their offer capable of emotion? Are your offer and gods don't get along so well? Turns out. Hello, sweet secret. That wasn't too hard.
Where do you think you're going, pretty boy?
I'm looking for someone. They say he's got a business here.
Do the smart thing and hit the road. Go on, fuck off.
I'm looking for Ariel Rofe.
Then you can double fuck off, you fucking dummkopf!
You'll attract more attention with that shouting.
So for I get my club. You're not gonna tell me how to do my job, you flibbit and raggedy sot. Beat it.
You know what? I think I've heard one fuck off too many.
Then get your kisser ready for a pounding.
Ogres, how come he's still standing here mouthing off at you?
It's me, Victor.
Shulsky, I remember. Fuck off.
So, should I give him what for, boss?
Do what you want.
I'll be right back.
But Ogres, maybe don't take on the son of Shrut Miestia on your own, yeah?
I'll call you a priest if you want. even be. I'm sorry. Come on, Shulsky. Let's get out of sight. But if anything starts shaking, I'll shoot you.
Don't stare. That way.
This whole butcher's shop is a cover, right?
None of your business. Sit down. Tell me why you're bothering me, and how exactly did you find me?
Why do they call that bruiser Oguras?
He's got a green pecker from untreated pox with these little bumps like on those little cocktail gherkins.
I hope he gets well soon.
I'll pass that on. That everything?
It wasn't such a huge challenge.
Who squealed?
I found a certain attic where one thaumaturge set up a warm nest for himself.
Oguras!
Hey, calm down. I won't tell anybody anything. All your secrets are safe with me.
You're on the thinnest ice you ever walked on. Say what you want.
Why do they call that bruiser Oguras?
He's got a green pecker from untreated pox with these little bumps like on those little cocktail gherkins.
I hope he gets well soon.
I'll pass that on. That everything?
I've got a certain problem, and I'd like to get rid of it quickly.
Is it made of clay and weighs 2 tons when it shows up? So you got sick of running back and forth across Kerbich Bridge?
I'm not going to pretend I understand.
Golems aren't great at swimming, remember? Since it's following you, going across a bridge would force it to. Forget it. I can see why you can't deal with it on your own.
I need the knowledge of a Kabbalist. Your knowledge.
I think I have at least a few reasons to say no, don't I? The main one is the death of my business partner and best friend.
My sympathies about Javier. Really, he didn't deserve it. But I didn't deserve a golem either.
A faithful friend and a quick healer.
I know you cared a lot for him.
Oh, right. You broke into my house. If you ever stick your nose into my private business again, I'll cut it off. You got it?
I don't have time, Ariel. We both know that only you can help me. You can keep tormenting me, but are you going to tell me something or not?
I can torment you and tell you. A golem is a salutor like any other, but housed in a physical form. But you attract it and bind it in the same way.
So you need to discern the flaw of the person it's following and then defeat it.
Well done. The difference being that it's following blood first and the flaw second. But first, you have to deprive the golem of its physical body, the shell in which the salutor is housed. You also need to know where the ritual was conducted, because that's the only place you can do it. Good luck.
So, apart from my family's blood, the golem is attracted to my initial flaw, right?
Initial? So how many have you got?
I've got plenty. I have a really handsome number of salutors.
You're lying.
you'd have lost your mind.
If you say so. How can I get rid of that clay shell it has?
You can't. For that you need a Kabbalist. Moi. I know the incantation for the Berur ritual.
What?
Instructions for reversing the evil eye, cleansing body and soul, and hiding from the unwanted, but why should I explain them to you?
I'm guessing this will cost me something. Money? A favor? A further humiliation?
We'll see.
I know the place the golem was summoned. The basement of Nozhik Synagogue.
So, Sofer managed to do it?
Thank you. So we're going into the basement of a synagogue, where you'll use Kabbalah to strip the golem of its physical form, right? Then I'll bind it and free myself from its curse?
Not quite. The golem is mine.
Over my dead body.
Very possibly. But as you said, you've got a lot of Thaumaturges. This one won't make a difference to you. And you'll never hear me say, fuck off, again.
And what about my flaw? If I lose my initial flaw, I'll lose contact with my initial salutar, right?
Could be yes, could be no. I don't know. Want to find out?
No.
Unless you've got a long line of relatives with flaws?
I've got a sister, twin, but I don't know if Ligia carries a flaw.
You'd better find out if you want to get rid of the golem. Then go back to your sister and find out if she carries a flaw.
All right, I'll bring her here. Maybe she'll be better off without the flaw.
I'm not here to heal your conscience. You're one cold son of a bitch.
Let's wrap this up. We've got a deal.
Ah. A toast? A very successful batch. We haven't shipped everything out yet.
This won't make me go blind, will it?
The risk is part of the fun.
L'chaim.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Ready?
Let's get this over with.
Godspeed. Find that flaw of Ligia's.